bring it back so it's closer to my sound, you know what I mean?
Oh,
Like maybe it wants to be,
sorry. Yeah, no problem. Do you want me to move?
no, I'm just gonna bring it back a little.
Well, because I think my head is in your way, so let me hop over a chair.
Oh no, because I'm looking at my own screen.
Oh, okay.
I just make sure this hears me.
Okay.
So just don't trip over this.
Okay, I won't. I learned my lesson after the dishwasher gouged me last weekend.
Alright. Alright, guys. So welcome to Canva. Hopefully everyone at home can hear. This is kind of a free-for-all in that I'm just going to make up some mock fun stuff. I'm going to talk a little bit loud so I can make sure everyone can hear me. I'm going to show you some of the things I've made. You can stop me at any point, ask questions. Maybe I can make that a little larger on the screen. When you start a Canva account, it's just canva.com, C-A-N-V-A, like a canvas without the S, canva.com. Yours will not look like this. You will have nothing down below, right? But you will have these across the top with a button that says more. You guys have a handout. I'm going to sort of follow it, sort of not. It's just there to remind me to just speak on all these bullet points. So, kind of a neat thing across the top, they have picked sizes and dimensions that are common that you would maybe use. So US letter, 8.5 by 11, right? I use that most often for flyers. You guys probably won't make as many traditional flyers. Facebook post, a Facebook event, I don't have to read them all, but you can see. And then if you hit more, there are all of these. So all of these are already in the correct dimensions, whether it's inches, right, centimeters, or pixels. So some things are very specific. If you do Facebook ads, it's a special size of pixels. If you're doing the cover for your Facebook page, the pretty picture at the top, the sizes are already in here. So pretty neat. You can see all the way down to creating a logo here, you guys. Social media and email headers. I mean, if you're on Tumblr, I don't even know what that is. Twitter header, I mean, every size is in here. If you cannot find a specific size, there is a use custom dimensions. I don't know when you would need this necessarily, but maybe you know something needs to be 760 pixels by 520 pixels. I use it. When you get your signature banner here at my home group, it's a specific size, but they make it at Prime Source. I've had agents ask if I could change something, so I've replicated it in Canva myself, but I needed the size. And then I could make it a little bit more custom to them if they want it. I've had an agent with a logo that didn't show up on our black background because it was dark gray, so I created the banner white with a black border. Anyway, point being, I used custom dimensions because I needed it to be the same size as everybody else's. So kind of neat. When in Canva, let's see, let's create, according to my list here, a general post. So you have a new listing maybe, you want to put it on your personal page, let's do some things to it. So I'm going to hit Facebook post. A new screen, a new tab altogether opens up here. And you see the size of it is made for a Facebook post. Okay, on the left, all these examples are available if you want to use them. I use them very rarely. All they are images or graphics that people have already made. And even if you did pull one in, like maybe you love, and is it hard to see? I need it a little bigger. I don't know if that made it bigger. Maybe you really like the idea of this person holding the coffee cup. I could use it and delete the words and kind of change things around, but like I said, I don't generally do these, I do my own. Especially if you're marketing a property and you're doing a post, obviously you have your own image. On the left, there is something that says upload. If you go into your uploads, you'll see I have a kabillion. You probably won't have as many human heads as I do because I do a different job. But what you would do is pull the picture of your house into here. So if the picture of your house exists on your computer and you just click up here at the top, upload your own image, you guys get that, right? So I'm going to see if I have a picture of a house in here to play around with, which I probably do. Or let's do this. Here's a kitchen. So this I want to do. You see how it's smaller than the size? And you also see how it's got the 4 dots around it. So if you guys have ever played in anything else, I'm talking really elementary here, you can tell me to speed up. If you've like messed around in Vistaprint or somewhere, and some of this is common.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll speed up a little on that. You can see obviously that you got the dots and you can drag, right, and make it bigger and smaller. It does have the little hoopy hoop down here if you want to flip it. Oh no, you have to manually do it. Hold the flippy, and you could do that if you wanted.
Oh, okay.
So kind of neat, when I'm making flyers and I add a balloon or margarita glass, I put them, diagonal to give it a little more. So that little thing down there, you just hold it and move, and it will kind of snap back into place. You'll feel it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's there. So I'm going to make it, let's see, I could drag it the same size, but I'm going to show you the background feature. So if I go to background over here, I hit black. Kind of cool.
Okay.
So now, you guys, if I wanted to move this image up and down, it's no longer highlighted. If I click on it, see the dots appear again? Now it's the highlighted part of my image. This matters more when you've got words and pictures and your headshot. You have to make sure you're back on what you want to be on before you mess with it. So now I'm back on this. I just wanted to move it up a little so it's centered. This may be really hard to see, impossible to see, actually. I'll do it on another one. It's too dark. And let me take off the black for a second. I'm going to do background white. When I drag this, do you see a vertical line up here?
Yeah.
Yep.
And a horizontal line.
Yep.
It's stopping you when you're centered.
Oh, good.
Yes, you just drag ever so slowly. I'm sorry that you can't see it so well, but if I start to go to the right, it's too much to the right. I'm going to come back, watch the vertical line.
Yeah.
So kind of cool, right? All right, I'm going to put the background back for fun. Then another thing, let's play with colors. So I have, hey Lenny man.
Can you start over?
No. So far, Lenny, I have chosen the predetermined size of a Facebook post, so it's already the right size square.
Alright.
I pulled in my own image by using upload and brought in a picture of a house. So you can upload your own images. At the top here it says upload your own images.
Oh, cool.
And now I changed the background to black. So there's a background button. You could pick from all these funky fresh.
Cool.
I'll point out while I'm on this now, you see all these say free? I don't know the percentage, let's just say 90% of Canvas for free. You can do 100% for free, but some of their images cost $1. That's it. So if you wanted to now bring in a balloon picture, you could search up here the word balloon, and it'll have some funky ones. They're usually like cartoons or something.
Yeah.
But if you keep looking, they start turning into $1. I don't know why anyone would choose a Canva image when you can go to Google and look for a balloon. So,
what do you think? Clip art.
yeah.
Yeah.
As long as it doesn't have the watermarks in the background, right? And there's other sites where you can search for free graphics, and then you know they're allowed to be borrowed or taken. I personally use Google, whether or not they're allowed to be borrowed or taken. I take my chances on my balloon that no police are going to get me. But anyways, at this point, you see what I was going to do is play with the color. So I clicked on the background and make sure that's what we're working on. See, it came up here? That's the color black. It's showing you right now you're black. If I click it, oh my.
I'm sorry.
My phone rings the same ring.
That's funny. I clicked on the black button and another set of colors came up. Now with a background, I'm not sure. I guess maybe I want it to be the certain perfect shade of gray that matches the floor. I could start to play with it. There are gray buttons down here. That's great. But if you want to start to mess with them, there's a plus button. Boom. The whole palette. So not only does this circle allow you to like, I need a hue of red, like you could click over here in the reds and then mess with that. What would happen is it would turn red down here on this bar. But now it's gray because that's the color red. Now I can take this little circle and start sliding. And so, I mean, this is a silly project trying to match it, but let's just say I love that shade of gray. I just want to show you that you can mess with the numbers. I said numbers, so I was looking at the 7E, the shades. And if you wanted the background in the red family, oh, it's a little much. I want it to be a true red. Come down. My home group kind of color, sure, right there. All right, I'm going to stick with that. I'm just going to click off of the color wheel. So now my background, I just messed with it with that wheel. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So when you click up here with the button, remember, first it's just predetermined colors that they choose, which I don't want to say the word hate, but if you notice, these are not primary colors. There's no red. So this, I always pick this one, and I know exactly how to make it red again by the little slidey bar. So mine looks redder on my screen than it does up there, but let's just go with
I
it.
see yours on your screen.
Yeah, it looks better. I don't look like this is centered anymore, so I'm going to take, I'm not right now, see how there's not the 4 dots around my image? I'm going to click on it. Now that's my focus. I'm going to drag it down. Maybe we can't see that line. I don't see the horizontal line popping up. My image is
There
too dark.
it is.
Yeah,
There it is, right there.
Okay, so now I feel more centered. Another thing, and I'm going out of order, down here is a percentage. That's how much it's on your screen. You can enlarge it and make it smaller. So if I hit that, Sometimes it helps me if you're doing an 8.5 by 11 flyer.
Mhm.
You need to see the whole thing
Yeah.
for the aesthetic value, but when
Yeah.
you're working on a certain font or something, you may want to do that while you're writing. So we're going to write on this one because we want to bring in, here's a test question. What are some mandatory things that need to be on this if you're going to market it on Facebook?
Broker name.
Broker name, very good.
Oh, yeah, those
Equal
logos.
housing.
Yep, so that's it. So in my uploads, anything you've uploaded will stay there forever. You can create folders of your uploads. So I have one called logos. Under logos, I have logos. So in here is my home group. All right. Oh, that was kind of cool, huh?
Wow.
That
Cool.
Oh, that is cool.
What'd you do? Just
Good
click
job
on it?
matching the red too, Kelly.
right? I've done it once or twice. All I did was click on my logo that was in here.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Now, when you guys start, you will not have all this. Remember, you'll click upload your own image.
Right.
And then remember also, as a brokerage, we offer it in all black. We have it in all silver, right? We have it in different colors because if I wanted to put my home group down here in the red, I would need my all black one.
Right.
Mhm.
Okay, well, good time to teach you how to delete something. Now I have 3 things. The
Right.
dots are around that last silver one. Up here is a trash. Boom.
Ah,
Okay. The all black one actually is the one I want, so I just clicked it. I'm going to drag it
Mhm.
down here, and I need to see I'm too big. There, I have to be able to see it. Drag it again. So I don't know where you would put it. I'm just messing around.
Mhm.
Okay. And then this guy, which I think kind of looks good on the picture, but we're going to delete that. So far so good?
Yes.
All right, and it's kind of neat that we allow you to use any of these logos, right? They're still compliant.
Are they in the,
No.
Sky Slope?
No, you mean the back office?
Oh, yeah.
No, the only ones back there are just the traditional gray and red, but I can email them to you if and when you need them.
Okay, but the gray and red, but there are logos in there.
Uh-huh. Because sometimes if you wanted the traditional one, I'm going to click on it again over
Yeah, I
here.
like the traditional one.
I do too. It can't go in the red though. But if I'm going to make it smaller, and I'm going to move it up, that gray on gray, that's okay. I kind of like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to trash it. Because I like that better. But we do need the other little guys, remember, and they're down here. We have them in white. I'm going to drag it down here and make it smaller. Or we have black. I'm just going to do both for visual.
Oh, where can I get the one with the MLS? Because I don't have that.
Oh, you don't?
No.
You need it. It's on our back office, actually.
Okay.
Or I can email it to you. So you don't need twice, and you don't need them this big. I'm just messing around.
Okay.
Right? Another cool thing, if you had 2 logos, again with the horizontal lines, you see it now in the middle? It's telling me they are, boom, they're in alignment. So if I wanted 2 things, they're at the same height in that red part. Does that make sense? As I drag it up and down, there are those horizontal lines up here. They're hard to see, but they're lined up with each other.
Yeah, I see it.
Did you see it?
Yep.
Oh, it's because I have the red background. All right, I'm going to delete this white guy. I don't like it. And then I'm going to make this smaller. You guys get all that, right?
Yep.
Mhm.
Because that's all that's really required. Maybe.
how did you delete it?
Oh, when I'm highlighted on the item like I am now with the
Yeah,
4 dots,
yeah.
there's a trash can.
Oh, the trash.
Up here.
Right.
You can also hit your delete button. But
Oh.
so I'm going to make it like that. So that's a compliant picture that
Yeah.
you could advertise on marketing.
It's almost compliant.
So back to, remember I'm in a specific folder that I created for my uploads called logos.
Mhm.
I'm going to go back to just standard uploads, and you could have a bunch of folders up here if you want, or none. I doubt you will ever have as many things as me because I do all these people's heads and stuff.
Mhm.
I'm going to find myself. Oh, there's little personal pictures. Should I put me and Sean on
Yeah.
there? Where is just my head? Here. That's a lot of Kelly. That's perfect.
Beautiful.
This is how I would put it on Facebook.
Beautiful.
Thank you. So you can see that. See the little dots around it? I'm going to
Funny.
reduce the obnoxiousness and bring me down here. And it's going to be quite small. So let's just say I probably would make the picture of the kitchen smaller if I really wanted to fit this. Or I could do something like that.
Mhm.
So I'm just making it smaller, moving it. I don't really like the way that looks. I would never do it like this. But now I'm going to click back on my kitchen. I'm going to move it up.
Mhm.
Then I'll click on my home group. See the difference how you can see what you're on?
Yes.
This is the 4 dots. Okay. And then I'm going to click on this.
This is such an easy program.
It really is. I'm just going to keep playing with this and then I'll show you some more cool things. So now I'm going to make this bigger because people need a little more. Kelly. All right. Now we want our signature information on this. So I'm going to move on to text. Okay, there's all these examples down here, which it doesn't matter what they say, it's the
Yeah.
layout and the font.
Mhm.
So if I chose Parmesan cheese, which is a font you could pick anyway, I could just delete the words Parmesan cheese
Mhm.
and write Kelly Elsasser, but that would be a weird one. I don't use these often, I just pick one of these. And all these are, add heading, add subheading, it's just the size. So I don't know why I tend to always pick the last one because it's tiny. I'm gonna pick this one. And it doesn't matter, you're gonna change the size, you're gonna change the font, it doesn't matter. I just click on this. It went right there. I wanna drag this down. Is this visually so hard to see, isn't it?
No, it's fine.
But I wanna show you an example of what's going wrong right now. Okay. I have the cursor inside there. When the cursor is blinking, it's ready for me to delete and type. But I wanna move it. So I can't, how can I move it now with the cursor? You can't. So it's two different things happen when you have print. There's either a cursor inside of it, or you need to get off of it, click back, and now it has the dots around it. Do you see it has the dot and the dot?
Mhm.
Now it doesn't have a blinking cursor. It's able for me to mess around with it shape-wise and moving-wise.
Okay.
But in order, this is kind of tricky, you'll have to teach yourself. It doesn't have that cross in the middle that generally lets me drag something. I have to come down on the edge of it. Do you see how a cross just appeared?
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
When I'm in it now, when I get down to here,
Mhm.
then I have the ability to move it.
Okay.
That's kind of funky. You just have to get yourself used to that. Now if I click inside more, I get the blinking cursor. So I know that all sounds funny. It
No,
doesn't matter.
It's not,
Okay, so we like Kelly Elsasser, well, obviously. But let's do it in, let's see, I kind of like the white, but if we wanted black, here's this funky color wheel. Like that same thing you saw before.
Okay.
So default colors are there. White actually shows up better. Maybe you don't, but maybe you like yellow. All right, maybe I like yellow, but I'm more of a mustard brown yellow. Remember the click here?
mhm.
Now oh God, they get chartreusey. I
Speaking
could
of
go,
mustard, did you ever heard that? Never mind.
yes I did.
All right.
Ketchup, mustard,
Ketchup,
something.
mustard.
So I can mess with it this way. I can say, nope, I actually want a shade of green. I don't want lime, I want Kelly green, that's apropos. I'm gonna click off the whole thing, go back here, and stick with white. Okay? Not my favorite font, so you see over here the Chochi. You can lose hours of your life changing fonts.
Yeah.
You have no idea. Stick with block for Pete's sakes or whatever. Remember in the branding class?
Yeah.
I am a funky, fun kind of brand.
Yeah.
So I like when they're a little bit like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, like
Have
a
you seen
artsy
the
font.
Catholic schoolgirl?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
It's a font?
Yes.
Oh, maybe not in here,
Yeah,
but
it's like
That's funny.
somebody's writing with it and dotting their eyes
Oh,
with
gosh.
hearts and stuff.
so these are all the fonts. Again, I waste a lot of time with these. The ones that are in bold mean you can bold them.
Yeah.
Okay, because sometimes I like one and then it's just you need it a little darker. Like say I chose that
Mhm.
and look at bold, it's not highlighted.
Oh, okay.
So I can't make it any bigger. If I go back and pick a dark one, it's not going to default. Oh, I guess that did default to bold. But can I unbold it? Oh no, I bolded it more. A lot of bolding.
Mhm.
So don't like that one either. I like, let's see which one I have fun with. I use this a lot for flyers. It's Edu. Kind of funky, right?
Mhm.
Probably not for my signature. Again, I'm losing time now with you. With fonts.
It's just so hard to
It's
choose.
so important though.
It is.
It has to look and feel right.
But you know what? I'm going to teach you guys once you do this once. I like oregano and Oswald here too. Yeah, I'm going to stick with that.
Yeah.
Here's a really cool thing. Okay, I like that font. The letters are squished together like toes that have been in a pointed shoe all day.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to go up. First, I'm going to make it much larger right here just so we can play with it. There you go. I want to spread the letters out.
Oh.
Up here, spacing. There's two things you can space.
Oh.
Letter
Oh.
spacing is obvious.
Oh, nice.
That's a little crazy, but you know what I mean. Sometimes it just looks better.
Yeah.
Line height is if I had Kelly Elsasser and the realtor underneath, and then my address, I could make each one of those lines a little further apart, a little closer together.
Oh, okay.
And that's good. If you're writing a whole text, maybe it's a description of your property, or a
Right.
flyer, and you need it to fill in a little more space. Remember when you were in school and you needed to fill a whole paper and you would double space?
Yeah.
You can spread out all your text line-wise, higher and more squish it together more. Kind of neat, huh?
Very neat.
And whatever anchor text I've never done. I'm not going to click it. I'm scared. So I'm going to catch, see how I have a cursor, the cursor's not blinking, it's movable and playable, but I can't, it doesn't have that cross, so I'm gonna hit the edge and bring it over here. Okay?
Nice.
Yeah, and again, I wouldn't use that per se, but good enough.
Very cool.
And then, you know, maybe I'm gonna click, two things you could do. If you want it to look just like this, the next thing you're gonna write, maybe realtor, or I don't know, your email, you can hit copy. I'm gonna catch the edge, I'm gonna move it
Okay.
down, I'm gonna click inside so I get a cursor, and I'm gonna write realtor extraordinaire, or whatever. I wouldn't write realtor because you really need the trademark, but your fave. So, just plain. Okay? Now if you wanted your fave, I got a cross in there right now, which is, yeah, before I didn't, but there's a cross in there so I can move it. If I want it to be centered under Kelly Elsasser, you're gonna get that line moving again.
Oh, okay,
And you can use visual too.
yeah.
So kind of neat. So that good, let me see in the top what I talked about. Add text, add logos, we've done all that. Okay, let's try magic resize, because that's fun. There is a chance, and I forget this every time, you guys, I might have paid for an upgrade. So
Okay.
something like magic resize, you might have to have like a very cheap upgrade of an
Oh,
account, and I
okay.
forget if I have.
Yeah,
So if you're wondering why you can't find it, that might be it.
okay.
You probably don't have to use magic resize that often, but let's say I have this, I love this image, I put it on Facebook, but now I want to make a flyer out of it. You could start fresh, or magic resize will take this shape, I'm going to make it a little smaller so we can see the whole thing. Up here under resize, or it's under file too. All these different sizes you can go to now. The only warning, and you'll probably forget this, it selects 3 for some reason. So if I just hit abracadabra, I'm gonna have like 4 files of this image, which is silly. So pay attention. I don't want this one, I don't want this one. I wanna create a US letter. I still have the one I'm working on, but now I have a whole nother tab opening, and it's an 8.5 by 11. So kind of neat, because if you've done all the work, you guys, you want to drag it all in again.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
So it's here, but now you're gonna move things. So pros and cons, you could start a fresh one, it's up to you. Another neat thing, I'm all over the board, is grouping. So maybe this Kelly Elsasser, your fave, remember there are 2 separate
Text boxes.
texts. I can one of 2 ways. If I highlight this one, hold my shift button and highlight this one, I have group up here. So I grouped them. Now,
Oh.
I lost it. I can, let me catch the I can move the whole thing.
Neat.
Or even, I probably would have grouped it with my picture.
Yeah.
Like maybe you create your own signature that you love, group it.
Can you show me how you did that again?
Yep, so I'm gonna ungroup it.
I'm making a note.
So I had
Oh, I see.
2 separate things. So I had this one, and it's highlighted and all that. I'm gonna hold my shift button on my keyboard
Okay.
and click that
I
one,
like
and then I
that.
could click this.
I like that.
Look, now I did all 3.
And then
hit
just
group.
group. Oh, that's nice.
Oh, what
Fantastic.
happened? Why did Kelly get shot at? Oh, you know why? I bet this isn't big enough. See that?
Ta-da.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So now, so this is gonna be a flyer, right? So now that's big at the bottom, which is weird, but we're gonna use it. I can make my picture bigger here. Remember, I just highlighted it. Well, let's just make my kitchen a little bigger. And what we could have done, you guys, too, I could have grouped my home group, the photo, and the little icons, and they would have moved together. But easy enough to move that guy, easy enough to move that guy. Right?
Yep.
So that's magic resize, cover, blah, blah, blah. Backgrounds we played with, images, text options. Oh, let's do some elements. So I am going to create a new empty flyer. So I went back to the first page of Canva and picked US letter. I will show you up here, untitled design. If you click on that, you can name it. What it does weird, if you type anything like your fave, the first thing you type, it's gonna name it your fave. Or if you pull in cheesecake, that font, whatever it was called, or
Yeah, Catholic school.
Parmesan cheese, right.
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna name your thing that.
Oh, gotcha.
So all you have to do is click on untitled and title it. That comes in handy later when you log on and you wanna find something, you can search if you know its name. You guys probably will not have a million things, it won't be that hard. Class, grades, and, funny how you can't type when you're teaching. Okay, so you guys remember down here I can enlarge the whole thing, I can make it smaller. What are we working on now? Oh, elements. Okay, elements are over here. I do not use them all. If you could take your own time to play with all this. I'll just show you what I use and what I know. My favorite is grids, and this is great if you're creating a flyer. When you click grids, it's pre-designed squares or slots for you to like bring in like 4 pictures of your property.
Oh.
So even though they're rectangles, like see the one my cursor's on,
Mm-hmm.
it's 2 rectangles, you can make them squares. The point is it's just 2 things side by side.
Okay.
So this one, 3 across, could be 3 squares.
Okay.
3 squares, you can change them. So let's say you're gonna bring in, let's do vertically 3 pictures. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go back to my uploads, because that's where I brought in the pictures of my property. And I'll do it with people's heads, because that's what I do. Well, I guess first I'm gonna come over here and make them smaller. See how when I have the cursor, I can go
Mm-hmm.
so I can make squares, which I think are nice. I'm gonna move it right here. And then I'm gonna bring in 3 pictures of my property.
Mm-hmm.
Cool? This is like my favorite feature. And Neil.
Oh, yeah, that is nice.
Because if you save this, I'm gonna show you 2 ways you can copy it. You could delete everything and put in new ones each time, or you can copy it and then just put in new pictures. But see how I used to bring in pictures and by my eyeballs, resize them and move them so they were lined up. And then I was like, oh my gosh, this exists.
Oh.
So here's something cool, you guys. I'm gonna make it bigger so we can see it.
But
None
now
of
his head
them.
got chopped off.
I know. So okay, same thing with your house. Maybe you
Yeah.
know how people take a picture of the front of the house and it's like 70% the ugly driveway.
Yeah, you gotta
Crop that.
Yeah.
So you can crop each square. So I'm gonna double click on Mark. Now I'm on him. I'm gonna move him down and to the right a little. Maybe it won't let me. He let me move him down. I get caught here every time wondering how do I get out of it. There's a check mark. Check. I'm gonna
Okay.
double click on Ben. I'm gonna move him down. Although he's got white stuff on the top of his, it's not ideal. I would have to fix that.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just pretend I love it and hit that. Because now it doesn't look right. He's got a white spot above his head. I'm gonna move him back up.
Do you have borders in here?
You could, I don't know if you can put a background behind him or not.
Mm.
He's fine though.
Okay.
Neil's the biggest problem, as he is in real person. Just kidding, Neil. I'm gonna double click on Neil, and then we're gonna bring him down, and we're gonna hit OK. So for you, those are 3 pictures of your property.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you still can change the whole size of this thing. You know, it's gonna distort their positioning, but it's kind of neat. So that
How
is.
does it proportionate though? It doesn't stretch their faces out, does it?
I can enlarge him
Uh-huh.
and then move him
Mm.
so that all their heads look the same. Let's try that. Give or take, you guys,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Just
if I
play
were making
with
a
it.
flyer for our next
Yeah.
event, I'd be
Yeah.
happy with that.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I'm an itch. Okay, so those are elements. So that's one element. Let me go back to elements over here. See if there's anything else I use. Oh, shapes, I guess. Okay, let's say, this is kind of cool. I'm not going to do the whole background a certain color, but I'd like, let me make it smaller so you can see the whole thing. I'd like for this space to have, like, because if you're doing a flyer or something cool, maybe a black background. So what I would do is go into shapes. I tend to use a square for everything because you can stretch it to a rectangle. I want to bring this in, move it down. Why is it not moving?
Oh, okay, so you can make that a picture box or a text box?
Yeah, so now I can you put your signature, your information in it. I'm just messing around. It makes flyers more aesthetically pleasing. Maybe just that size. Or you could do another one and another one. It just kind of makes a flyer more interesting.
Yes.
Now that's just a design skill.
Yeah.
You don't have to do any of the above, but it's kind of cool. I just want to show
Yeah.
you that you can use shapes.
Oh, okay.
You can do, maybe you
Oh,
want to
cool.
do, yeah, so maybe you want to put a circle up here with the date that the open house is going to be. It's just some stuff you can play with. Now remember, we're going to change the color. We click the black. We have our pre-choices, or we can mess with this, right? So kind of neat. And that's just stuff under elements. So it's just a matter of you guys playing with it.
Okay.
And frames, I guess frames I use. What's cool, I don't know if you'll ever use it. Frames create, I guess, sort of like these elements,
Mhm.
but the one I use most is the circle when I'm doing someone's like head in a circle. If you ever wonder how you get a head in a circle,
Mm-hmm.
somewhere down here, the one that works really well, I always pick the wrong one. It might be that one, and then I'll take my uploads. See?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So maybe you want to put your house in a circle or like something.
Yeah.
But again, all in elements, and if you forget half of what I said, which you may, they have a help, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
And when you put in element or circle or something, you'll find your answer.
Mhm.
So let's delete some of this scary stuff. Oh, when you hit delete on this example, it's saying, do you want to just take Neil out of it, or do you want to delete that whole thing?
Nice.
Mhm.
Kind of cool. So I'm going to delete the whole thing. And I guess I can leave this. Let's see what else I want to teach you. Oh, transparency is fun. Alright, so I'm going to make this bigger because we're going to feature the front of the house, okay? So actually, let me bring a house into, or something. How about my engagement photo? Alright, I'm just putting your house in here, but I picked this. I don't even know if that's a good example. I don't think we need the picture. What I want to show you about transparency, when I click that black circle and I do this, I can fade something out. See how it's fading out? Actually, a really horrible example. Let me do something else. It's more so, did I keep our other thing open? Alright, let's do this, the house. So my home group doesn't show up that well. We got the picture of the house. I clicked on it, it's got the 4 circles. Let's fade the house out because we want to write stuff on it. Watch that. Oh, you know what? Let me change something else. Because the background's red, it doesn't like it. Background. I'm going to make it white just to show you this. Okay, now I'm going to take our house and I'm going to make it more like that. So it's something like, I don't know if you pay attention to our welcome images, like it's very, like the woman who taught the branding today makes all those, it's very popular, like you take the skyline or the Phoenix City,
Yeah.
and you fade it out,
Yeah.
and do all your other stuff on top of it.
Oh, neat.
Or my flyer that I made for happy hour.
That's cool.
Where is, I don't know if I named it, shoot. All my designs, so I just made happy hour. I did it here, and I don't do it often. I put that big picture of the food and faded it. And then I wrote stuff. Now, why does this have grids and the word Canva on it? I used something that cost $1.
Oh.
So those are watermarks, so to speak. I paid my $1, and now I can't get it. I'd have to pay again at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to show you the example of fading something out.
Mm-hmm.
So you might want to put the front of your house first,
Mhm.
fade it, and then put other pictures maybe brighter
Yeah.
around it. So just
Oh,
something to
that's
mess
cool.
around with.
And
Yeah.
what is that called?
Transparency.
Transparency.
So when I click on the picture, it's right here.
Oh, I see.
And this one got weird because it's red behind it.
Yeah.
So
Oh, I see.
it literally sees it's
So
see-through.
it's dragging it,
Yeah.
yeah.
Isn't that
okay,
crazy?
Yeah. Oh,
So-
That is very cool.
Yeah. Copy, rotate, resize. We did copy, remember, with my name.
Mm-hmm.
You can do it with other things. Let's say I wanted to bring in, I'm going to do a search for a balloon on here. Let's just pick one. All right, this one's great. Kind of cool. Oh, I'm going to show you something else. So I got my balloon. I'm going to go down here and rotate it to be cute. Make it a little smaller. Come back up. I want to do another one, so it's copy. Now it's the same size.
Oh.
Okay, I'm going to rotate it the other way. Move it down here. Kind of neat, right?
Yeah.
So it's copy, that's rotate. Resize we've messed with. What else did I want to show you when I just did that with the balloons? Darn it.
Can you write anything inside of it?
Yep, I go to text now. I'll take the little one.
bless you.
Bless you. I'm grabbing the edge of it, moving it up. Where'd it go? Oh, that's what I want to show you. It didn't move. How you
Okay.
layer things. If I want now, it's not going to make any sense, but these words behind the balloon. See arrange? When I click it, I want to say move those words back. Look at that. They went behind the balloon. Forward, ahead of the balloon. So there are times you use that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to, see the box has the 2 dots on the ends?
Mhm.
Much like an image has 4 dots,
Mm-hmm.
you can only shrink this horizontally. If I shrink it, it's going to make it, you see, whatever you call that.
Okay.
Right.
And now I click the edge, I'm going to bring it in. I actually will rotate it,
Wow.
and then I'm going to grab the edge, bring it down, and I'll say, open house Thursday.
Yeah.
Cool, right?
Mm-hmm.
Very.
What else did I want to show you? I don't really use crop, I guess, is explanatory. If
Yeah.
I'm on the image of the house, which I am, I hit crop. These come inside, so maybe I just want that much, or that much. Or maybe I move it, I really just want the lights. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you check. So I'm going to not do it. A crop is pretty cool sometimes because you'll realize it's not fitting the way you want. And like I
Yeah.
said, get rid of that ugly
Get rid of the
driveway.
driveway,
Yeah.
the sidewalk.
Exactly. I'm going to look now. it's everything that I use. I've showed you. Under File, there's a save. It does auto save. Now I'm hot. But Canva's really funky in that you think it saves and then sometimes it just didn't. So I neurotically hit save all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I think I saved the last version, and when I download it, I look at it and it's not. Sometimes I wait a minute. It's just kind of quirky like that. So that's the save, the change dimensions, magic resize we kind of played with. Undo. Oh, if you delete something and you're like, oh no, I wanted that. Undo is just undo.
Oh, wow.
So that's kind of cool because like let's get rid of this balloon and delete it. I was like, oh man, undo.
Okay.
Yay. So you can make mistakes. Redo, obviously, is the opposite of undo. So if I hit redo now, oh, wait,
Yeah.
undo. No, redo. No, just kidding. Having too much fun.
MLS photo upload lets you undo, I think.
This one?
When you're uploading photos
Mhm.
into MLS,
Oh.
yeah, and you cancel it, it says undo.
Oh, really? That's
So if
good.
you click the wrong one.
That's very handy. I want to make sure we're good on time. Let's see. Filter I never use or flip, I said. Layouts. We saw all those.
Would-
Elements, text. Go ahead.
Now, did we do layouts? Cause I didn't write any.
It was in the beginning. It was the very first thing. They're just examples. But
Okay, yeah, that's right.
if I search, like I want to do, well, it wouldn't be this search. Let's go, but you have to go back to the first screen when you log on. This is what it looks like when you log on. Remember, you're not going to have any of these down here yet, but you're going to have these choices up top.
Mhm.
If I search now, find templates, there it is. There's a kabillion,
Mhm.
50,000 templates. So look down here.
You can use any one of those.
How about invoice? I've never clicked that in my life, but let's look. Now look. So they're already
Wow.
laid out for you. But if I
Yeah.
chose this one, use this template. Gosh, this is pretty cool for my home group. I could go in and change colors to red and black, right?
Mm-hmm.
Make this our logo at the top. Because if you click on it, it's just images. Like it's just
Yeah.
text. It's just what someone made.
Yeah.
So you can make it your own. So when you're on the first page, like I said, am I no longer there? Where's the first page? Maybe I guess I deleted it by doing this. It had on the left, search all the templates. I don't use them often, because I just create my own. Oh, I know what to teach you. How to copy and use it again. Let's find a good one. Oh God, I've messed with all of them. I don't even know what they say anymore. Okay, so this is the one we're going to use every time for a flyer. It's not complete, it doesn't have, yeah, it's horrible. But let's just say this is it. All right, next time we have another listing, we want to use the same thing. Two things you can do. In this file, which we've named Kelly Elsasser, see why it's named Kelly Elsasser? Because that's the first thing I typed.
Okay.
I'm going to click on that, delete it, and say open house flyer.
Okay.
So now this file is called open house flyer. I can click this guy, and I got two of them. So
Sweet.
you have three choices. You can stick with one flyer ever and just delete the picture out of picture, right? Delete the stats of the open house and change them. You can just use one. But if you want to kind of keep a history, I don't know why, but maybe
Yeah.
do it this way. And then down here, you can change things. The other option, and I feel like I have to open canva.com again because I can't get my first page. The other option is if this is it, it's generating a preview. This is the one we just worked with. I can click here and say make a copy.
Mhm.
What that'll do is on my home page have two separate files. One's called open house flyer, one's called copy of open house flyer. The only difference I see, I don't even know, is that they're both here on the first page, which you would never need really. I guess you would just use them like this. Or just keep using the first one and change out the pictures.
Mm-hmm.
A neat thing, I don't know why you'd ever need it, if you did it this way, you can move the number 2 with this arrow up to the number 1 position. So you just flip-flop them.
Okay.
You can't see the difference because they're identical.
Right.
So for me, another example, CE flyer that I made. I have every class that he teaches saved. I didn't used to. I used to change out the verbiage. I don't know why, because then in 3 months it was the same class again. I didn't have it saved. So as you see, I have them all.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Much smarter, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then if I want to download one, there's a download button. You can see they're numbered, number 8, number 7. I can move them with the arrows to the number 1 position. I don't know why I would, I don't care. You can always delete one, you can always copy one. I'm going to download risk management. I know that it's page 7. So when I hit download, you have all pages, or I say I just need number 7. Okay, and then when you're downloading, you have an option of an image or a PDF. So JPEG, PNG, don't usually know the difference. They're both images, they're both fine for Facebook.
Mhm.
And then PDF standard, PDF print, I generally click PDF print when I print them here,
Mhm.
and then I do it again as an image, or I convert it so I can use it on social media. So kinda cool, right?
Yep.
And it goes into your downloads, and then you can rename it and blah, blah, blah. You can share things, which I have, because Tucson wants my stuff, and Prescott wants my stuff, and we should all have the same look. You
Right.
simply hit share, and this might, I don't think it's a feature of an upgrade, I think everyone can do it.
Mhm.
I just put in an email address here, that
Oh,
person just simply
wow.
needs a Canva account. So I mean, if I have a template you loved, I could just share it,
Wow.
and then you change out your words.
Cool.
Yeah, so it's been really great that I can share my Workshop Wednesday flyer with everybody, and you hit done.
So to post to Facebook, you'd wanna hit the share link?
No, you download it and save it to your computer.
Okay.
Share is just within Canva to another Canva
You know
user.
what I
Yeah, but on the
think?
share it said Facebook was an option, didn't it, or
Or
not?
maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, it says social.
Oh, I don't know, never done it. Maybe, hey,
Okay,
interesting.
so we learned something new.
You know
Yeah,
what I
cool.
do with Facebook? When you, have your little mobile app on your phone,
Uh-huh,
and you go into your listing,
mm-hmm,
and you do share. No, I don't know what you do, but you hit that little arrow on an iPhone where, and it says, copy link, send to
Uh-huh.
a text message, send to an email. I just do copy link. Then I go on to Facebook, and it says like, you make a posting,
uh-huh.
and I just, go like this and paste the link on there, and then it's like a picture of the house.
Oh, great.
It's like, you know what I'm
Yeah, I've
saying?
done that too. So what I have a question on, Kelly,
Yeah,
is
you click on it,
what-
it's the whole listing.
can
That's
you,
great.
cover what we need to have to be in compliance when we're posting anything to social media, whether
Yeah.
it's a video or a photo or a flyer or,
Yeah.
or whatever,
The My Home Group logo, clear and prominent, which that's the word.
on everything?
Yeah, I mean, even if you're doing a selfie video, which most people do not have the logo.
Yeah.
Technically, it should be somewhere in that post.
Okay,
Or like, just in the I don't know, somehow you need to
I-
add it.
yeah, I learned how to do video with the overlays from
Good.
where the Cullen came over.
Cool. There's an app too on your phone. If the video's on your phone, there's an app called, it's not called Over. Over is to put something on pictures, but there is, if you just look in your app store, it's putting words or graphics on the videos. It's just
Okay.
a simple app. So you can, if it's in iMovie on your phone, you can get that app.
Just, I don't know, Facebook and all that.
And you don't have to.
I'm not great at that.
You don't, and you don't have to be. You heard in our mastermind and with the branding class, find what works for you. And Nadia was really helpful, I think, with you saying in your age range, being non-millennials, don't
Yeah.
try to get in here, don't
Yeah.
try too hard. If it's not for you, don't do it. But Marcia, so finally,
Yeah.
it's clear and prominent logo, and then those little guys at the bottom.
Okay, logo and E
The
EEO.
Realtor MLS and the equal
Yep,
fair housing, I mean. So yeah, and they're all in our back office. So how do you feel?
Oh,
And
I
it's a
love
lot.
this.
You have to play.
Oh, yeah, no, I love this because, yeah.
Yeah, you'll forget stuff, and
It's
again, go to
very
help.
user-friendly, it looks like.
Yeah, go to help, and there's plenty of stuff.
And you just do www.canva.
Yep.
Okay. That's very simple. I even, do flyers. I used to have, Publisher, I think it was called.
Yeah.
And then I got a new computer and I didn't have Publisher, and so I used Word, just the Word.
Yeah, I've made a lot of things in Word in the past.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of clumsy and not as sophisticated, but when I used to do my postcards that I would send out, I used Express Copy,
Mm-hmm.
and so that's a similar type thing.
Yeah,
You can
it's good.
use, you can make it custom, or you can use one of their templates.
That's cool.
Yeah.
This is one, I can't remember if,
that's cool.
yeah, I just made this for his last class, so I found the picture probably just on Google of the key,
Yeah.
enlarged it. I might have even, let me click on it. If I did. See, I went down to 87% or
Yeah,
whatever,
very
transparent.
cool, uh-huh.
So I faded it so the words pop
Yeah.
more.
Yeah.
And then I'm not sure if I did background or shape. Get out, that's still in the words. Let me click on the orange or gold or whatever the heck that is. Oh, I can't get on it. Yeah, I think it's just a square. Sometimes I cheat. I didn't do, I know why I did it. Remember when I had the red background, but then I tried to fade the house and it affected it?
Yes.
Oh,
If
right.
I had made this whole piece of paper or whatever, that gold brown, when I faded the house, it affected it.
Okay.
So this is simply a rectangle of the color, and then a rectangle of the color.
Okay.
Oh,
So it's
okay.
not behind the
Yes.
door.
Yeah,
And that
Okay.
was back just using elements and shapes.
Wow.
Okay.
So you create, it looks like a background, but it
Yeah.
skips the image. And then I brought Mark in, I brought the words in, and probably in here, I'll show you an example. Within the words,
I love the fade, the transparency.
yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show you the spacing thing again. So I am clicked on all this wording, I'm gonna hit spacing, here's the lines.
Oh, yeah,
So making it fit in there,
yeah,
and then the letter spacing, you know what that looks like.
right,
So we'll just leave it like that.
very nice.
Yeah. So that's your Canva.
Awesome.
Yeah. it's
Thank
fun.
you, Kelly.
You're welcome. Hopefully it
Yes,
helps.
it
Hopefully
was
people have only
wonderful.
got to
I mean, it
watch.
seems
Just
elementary,
another
but when you
tool.
just open it up and you just don't know
Yeah.
where everything is.
Yes.
Right, right.
So, thank you very
Yeah,
much.
you're welcome, guys.
Another